Hey everyone, this is Banshee. So for longtime followers of my channel, you'll actually recognize this girl. And for close paying attention followers of the channel, they'll recognize her as actually the one that's in this cage behind me in most of the recent videos that I've been on. Occasionally, especially the ones that I'm recording at night, you'll see her popping out. Now, Banshee, obviously, is not a ball python. What she actually is an Angolan python. They're kind of like second cousins to them. They're still in the Pythonidae family, the true pythons. These guys come from parts of Namibia and Angola, obviously. They're absolutely amazing animals. When you look at them, and Banshee specifically, you can see that she looks very similar to that of the ball python. But, you know, obviously, there is a fair bit of difference. There's not nearly as many morphs. In fact, as far as I'm aware, there are no morphs. But for all I know, who knows? There's maybe some German guy out there that's trying to figure out like a hypo. But as far as I'm aware, there are no morphs of the Angolan pythons. These guys are very difficult to bring in. As far as I'm aware, there are no new ones being brought in whatsoever. And that is because of, for one thing, I believe they are CITES. And then the other thing is that during the Angolan Civil War, there were a bunch of landmines that were set up literally in their exact habitat and range. And so going out to field collect these guys to sell for the exotic pet trade could literally cost you an arm and a leg. Now, Banshee here is a 2020 female Angolan python. Got her from a breeder out of Las Vegas. I was supposed to get an unrelated pair, and then like the day after I actually received both Banshee and then the male Wraith, turns out it's actually they're related. She messed up on that, is what it is. So down the road, I actually ended up getting another female who we named Ghost, who's actually in the cage right below Banshees. And they are pretty different in appearance. Like I said, they don't have really the morphs, but Ghost is a little bit lighter. Banshee has a little bit more of this dark coloration. She looks more like an interesting like African rock python, kind of, if you could kind of think about that sort of pattern, versus Ghost looks a little bit more of like a caramely chocolate color versus the dark chocolate on Banshee here. When I very first got Banshee and her brother Wraith, they were very, very reactive. They would strike at everything. They wouldn't really run a whole lot, but they really wouldn't ever want to be handled, be very dialed in and very scared. As things have progressed, we're now getting into, she's 3 years old, coming on 4 come late May of next year. She has gotten very used to handling. She still doesn't really like coming out of the cage unless it's her idea, but she's actually doing very well. She's gone with me on several reptile education events, mostly at events like reptile expos and things like that, but she has gone with me to one that was really, really cool. It was called the Water Festival, where they talked about like the importance of water for both people and the environment and yada, yada, yada. So they asked if I could talk about reptiles that are important for water, and Angolan pythons coming from one of the most extreme ranging as far as habitat, temperature, and water areas in the entire world, the Namibian desert. She made a very good candidate. And so she actually sat there and educated almost 900 young people that day throughout the entire day, along with a couple other reptiles that I brought. So that was a really, really fun time with me and Banshee here. Her brother Wraith is not quite this handleable, and Ghost, who theoretically eventually down the road will also introduce you guys to. She is not reactive as far as strikey goes, but she doesn't really like being handled. She runs. She always tries to get away. Whereas Banshee here, she just kind of does her own thing now that she knows that I'm not going to eat her. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I always love showing off my really cool oddball species and Angolan pythons that hopefully one day I'll be able to produce. Banshee here probably won't be the mother of a clutch for quite some time. It'll be Ghost and then her brother Wraith for a while. Theoretically, most of the Angolan pythons come from kind of one of 3 or 4 places. I can't quite remember. So there's a good chance that Ghost is fairly close related, but we don't like to do sibling to sibling if we can help it. So for anybody who's thinking about, oh, are you going to be producing Angolan python soon? Probably not for a while. Typically, these guys matured around 5 to 6 years versus that 3 to 4 of ball pythons, if not longer. So sorry for everybody if you're hoping for that, and also sorry for Jay-Z that he doesn't get to for a while. But hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you want to check out the full playlist of all the reptiles that I'm doing, you can see it right here at the end of this video. Please like, subscribe if you can. It really helps me out trying to get to 10,000 subscribers if possible. I'm going to do giveaways and full property tours and all that fun stuff. So again, thank you so much. Hope you're having a great day, and we will check you next time.